Hello there, this is CAN Kenan from Kenan Plays, and today we're going to play part 2 of Sickness. Alright, let's load the game. Go to the load game. Alright, so I think he just killed his boss, and Monday evening, September 5th. Less than half an hour ago, in this very room, I committed a serious crime. A very violent crime, the kind of crime which people go to prison without any hope of ever leaving. I lost control of myself, attacked my boss, without a doubt, ended my short time working in this place. I acted on impulse as I stared in the face an injustice that threatened to take away my home, allowing myself to do the only thing I could to avoid feeling powerless. But the adrenaline wore off and the tension cooled, and I soon realized my mistake. I saw clearly the fresh corpse at my feet, the stained carpet beneath it, and the bloody hands responsible for everything before me. His bloody hands. And so I stared at my own handiwork, accepted the gravity of the situation before me, and took immediate steps towards regaining control once more. How could no one hear him killing the boss or beating him up? Alright, who's this guy? Marcus. You know, when you called me here, I figured you needed my help with something not strictly legal. But this? Killing someone? Oh my gosh. Shows, man, you've outdone yourself this time. You do have a bright future ahead of you. Unfortunately, given my dire situation, my options were quite limited. Yeah, true, but this guy seems to be pretty nice so far. Staring at imminent prison sentence in the face, I called upon Marcus, a co-worker of mine. How could Marcus not hear them fighting? That's weird, right? Contrary to his crappy diet job and lean figure, Marcus is a man of many traits, several of which aren't entirely legal. Maybe he sells drugs, he sells his body, and so. Since the moment I began to work here, Marcus has been open to his criminal dealings, more than once hinting that he could help me or vice versa. Now things have come to this. It is time for him to make good on that promise. Oi, let's talk more lifting. Who's this guy? I'm here to help you two out, not take out everything myself. The second Marcus saw our boss in this current state, he understood the situation. Without asking a single question, he promised to help me out of my predicament, therefore calling a man whom I never see before. Alright, who's this guy? With some no beard, which is not really shaved. And surely enough, upon seeing our boss corpse, the man smiled to himself and grabbed Mr. Murdo, legs dragging his body into the doorway before requesting assistance. Don't be like that. Surely a big strong man like you can lift that weedy piece of shit by yourself without anyone even noticing. I get this poor slap blood all over me in the process. Either give me a hand or do this yourself. Marcus and his acquaintance carried my boss corpse into the stranger's van, which was parked outside of Murdoch's office. Thanks to the proximity of my boss' office, no one heard our shuffle over the machinery used within the warehouse, and Marcus' acquaintance was able to block visibility and access to the office with his vehicle. Alright, so there's quite a criminal act or something like that. So his office must be far away from the factory or something like that. Even so, despite knowing how fortunate my circumstances were, fortunate? That should be unfortunate, right? I couldn't help but feel anxious. Whether these two successfully covered up Murdo's death or not, there's no way this can end well. Yes, there's no way you can ever cover up death. For either way, no, by the time someone will know about it, right? All it takes is one weakness, yes, that's true, or a slip of the tongue, and I could wind up in prison. Wind up? Actually, someone would surely notice his absence, right? And blood everywhere, and question all of you guys. And even if I do get away with this, what then? Will I be indebted to Marcus forever? Yes, you will. Will he ask me for something extreme in return for his silence? Yes, he will. But he helped you too, right? So he has some fault too. So maybe not. No matter what scenario I envision, it doesn't adore well for me. Phew. The bastard's heavier than he looks. Tell me about it. I thought my crops handling days were long over. His corpse handling days? Uh-oh. This guy sounded like he's like the right person for the job, but just who is he? Anyway, I'll handle the disposal, you two clean up in here, alright? You're the boss. Andre, just leave the rest to us. So this guy is Andre. After all, that will give us time to talk about repayment. And here it is. It's not unreasonable for Marcus to expect something in return. I caught on him knowing full well I need to repay him the favor. Even so, just thinking about how he expects me to repay something like this. What do you have in mind exactly? Alright, so this guy's name is Suho or something like that? Marcus? Oh, nothing big, at least not for someone like you. True, you got nothing actually. But really, before we get into that, I gotta tell ya. I picked you as a fighter from the moment we met, but to actually kill someone, I seriously underestimated you. Marcus makes it sound like I plan on killing Murdo from the start. But I'm no killer. Even if I've been in my fair share of fights, I never tried to kill someone before, but you just did. With that in mind, I have the perfect job for you. Alright, I'm sure he does. But given the events leading up to this moment, I have to ask. Is it a legal job? Of course not. Sai, sure, why not? As long as you don't get caught, of course. True. Figures. Oh, cheer up, I'm just messing with you. I got a perfect job in mind for you. You'll be able to rank in money, feed the aggression of yours, and pay off your debt almost immediately. Whoa, what's that? I want. Interested? I am interested too. Well, hang on. Your offer to pay me while I repay you? Whoa, that's great, right? Of course. Considering the reason why we are here, I thought it would be better not to get between you and your money. That's true. It's quite scary though, between you and his money. Whatever the case, what kind of job are we talking about? Murder? I brought you here to get me out of trouble, but won't be any point if you just drag me in deeper. Ha! You really then don't have any faith in me, do you? Of course not. Well, so be it. Keep in mind that you are worth more to me alive, and well, than in prison. True, that's true. That's a fair point. Very fair. Not that you have a choice anyway. He doesn't have a choice, true. If you want to keep all of this a secret, then you're gonna do exactly as I say. I hope he's not gay. Alright. So Soho is going home, is it? Richmond, a town riddled with crime and corruption. Alright, let's continue. Richmond is a vast town, a collection of smaller districts with each varying insignificantly in terms of wealth, ethnicity, and population density. Okay, large enough to entrap millions of everyday citizens, yet dense enough to suffocate anyone who dares reside within. It's a complicated town misunderstood even by those living within its walls. But beyond the size and scope of this town, there's one aspect which stands above all others. What? It seems quite ordinary, right? But beyond, alright. This town, wherein the wealthy flock together, creating their own small utopia. They build up selective parts of the city, sculpt the law to their killing, and generally get away with whatever their bank will allow. Alright, it seems like a mob area. The end result has been the creation of a state-sized town comprised of countless districts varying from wealthy suburbs filled with hospitals and schools to those lacking even phone lines. Whoa, that's quite true. There will definitely be war when there's division and such kind of upper class and lower class. Oh, that's true. But simply, this is a two-class society, heavily favoring the rich. Two-class society, never good. There'll definitely be wars and some Hunger Games going on. As someone living in a wealthy suburb while working among the poor, I'm familiar with both sides of this city. Okay, so he's rich, but no right, he's in debt, right? Thanks to those who cling to every cent, labor can be commissioned for next to nothing, making Richmond a surprisingly cheap place to live. Public transport is constant, resources are plentiful, infrastructure is abundant, and the town keeps growing. For those with the money to support themselves, this isn't a bad place to live. But it's quite dangerous, right, this town. On the other hand, with so much competition for work, most residents have no choice but to accept whatever work they can and to slave away for as little as necessary. I think they should start some revolution. Slave wages are standard practice. Workplace safety laws don't apply, and it's every man for himself. Whoa. For anyone without a white-collar job, this town is hell. What about blue collar, no collar? Some survivor going here. And with mere weeks left on our house lease, it wouldn't be long before my sister and I experience that hell for ourselves. Of course, looking back over our lives until this point, I can't really complain. Before my parents passed away, Sarah and I lived shelter. Easy life, never worrying for a second about housework or finance. So Sarah is his sister. We live good life in a safe neighborhood. We attended an adequate school, ate healthily, and were never far away from medical help. So now, even with all that being stripped away, we're still better off than most others in our situation. Alright, so seems like they're living quite comfortable, right? Or at least we would be. Alright, so he's turning to the dark side. Or he have already turned to the dark side. If I hadn't just single-handedly destroyed our lives, yes you did. Well, is this his house? Quite nice, right? No matter what excuse I give, whether to blame my boss penny pinching, the foreign anger I felt surging throughout my body, or merely my desperate need for cash, it doesn't change the fact that I killed a man. True, you killed a man. Even so, I don't feel guilty. I barely even regret the loss of a life. Well, one day you do, one day you surely do. If anything, it was the most fun I had in months. A single moment of pure bliss? What? Taking me away from the harsh reality of my new life. Your new life is harsh? What? I thought you're living quite comfortably. Rather than eating away at me now, is the imminent aftermath. Thanks to my selfish act of revenge and self-indulgence, I now have to explain to my only family why, after a mere 2 weeks in the house, we'll be forced to move again. Without a stable source of income, we won't be able to live here much longer, and I refuse to allow my sister to be subjected to discrimination and crime that makes this city so unlivable for the poor. But with my only chance of recovery resting in the hands of a friend who essentially blackmailed me into meeting him tonight, I have no illusion over how this will go. No idea too. If my choices are to give Sarah fair warning before our lease expire, or to place my faith in a criminal who I've known for a mere 2 weeks, then, well, if it's me, I'll tell Sarah everything about it. Alright, thank you guys for watching. This seems like a nice place to stop, and I'll see you guys in episode 3 of Sickness. Alright, thank you for watching, bye. Whoa. Did you get scared? Well, subscribe to my channel and I promise you'll never get scared again. Or watch more videos and you will be able to find your peace in life.